there's no place in Sober Sis land that is about perfection or performance. It's more about your progress and your presence. That's what we're here to work on, ladies, is being more present, more awake, alert, alive in our own lives. This topic is very relevant. I feel like in my life and in yours, whether you've got tangled emotions when it comes to drinking, or you've got some tangled emotions in other areas of your life, chances are you do. I do. And I used to have tangled emotions around drinking and everywhere else. Now I just have them everywhere else, but not around drinking. So I would love to be your sober-minded guide and lead you through some things that I know have helped me. I get it. Like I've been there and I understand. I wanted to talk about how to untangle your emotions, especially when it comes to maybe a divided mind around your drinking. But I'm going to apply a lot of what I'm saying to other areas of your life as well. So if you're feeling a lot of tangled emotions with relationships, anyone out there, put in the chat below or here on the side, if you are a person that has some challenges in relationships right now. That could be a significant other, could be with your children. Okay, lay down, Ollie. Lay down. He's doing the scratching thing again. Lay down. Yes, it is normal to have some tangled emotions. And there are a few things that I've learned, and maybe you've learned too, when it comes to what to do when you've got a lot of mental tug of war and kind of some dis-ease, some unease in your mind and in your heart with kind of a direction that you're going in. And you feel scrambled. Anybody else feel scrambled out there? That's how I would describe it. I felt that too recently in my marriage. I've been married for 30 years, y'all. And I just don't think anyone is in a long-term relationship for decades without some relational ebbs and flows and tangled emotions, especially when you're about to hit a breakthrough, especially when you're growing. And thankfully, and I'm choosing to see it this way, thankfully, my husband and I are really uncomfortable right now because we're stepping into some pretty tender territory because we want to grow. And so that's good. That means we're having to get real. We're having to really talk about some feelings that have been buried or forgotten or even rejected and not known how to talk about those. So that's kind of where I'm at currently. And one of the things that I've learned through years of therapy, counseling, just my own learnings to become a coach to you in this way is the importance, first off, of naming our emotions. The first step for sure in untangling emotions is being able to name some of what you're feeling. You know, when you give a feeling a name, it loses a lot of its power. When it's just like a jumbled mess of, I feel all of these feelings and all this way all the time, our brain is in problem solving mode. It's trying to create a narrative, a story. So I have learned in learning that when we name an emotion, it's a lot easier to work with and identify. And so I don't know about y'all, but I'm a big journaler. Some of you are artists and like to draw out your feelings. I've recently seen some gals in the Quest community who are artists and just really working on expressing their emotions visually that way. I'm a writer. I really like to write and just free flip. That has really helped me. And in doing so, I've been able to name my emotions. Now, as it comes to your emotions with drinking, you're probably, especially if you're still in the detox to retox loop. I just made a video about that. Indeed, it is a cycle. It is a loop. You are probably feeling, much like I did for years, a very divided mind. You want to drink more, you want to drink less. You like how drinking makes you feel in the short term, but you don't like how drinking makes you feel in the long term, or even the next day, even at 3 a.m. It's no fun. The 3 a.m. wake up call. So today I want to talk about the inner tug of war. And the I want it less and I still want it kind of tension inside. I think there were moments when I first started looking at my relationship with alcohol that it scared me that I was going to miss it. Anybody else know what I mean out there? Where you wanna let it go. This was me. The story time. This was me. This was Jen on my back porch for years. I'm sorry, I'm making myself Indian style here. You can't see it, but I'm sitting on a bench. I used to go out on my back patio with a big old glass of wine, usually white, sometimes red. I had all kinds of rules around white or red because I felt like red gave me more of a headache and stained my teeth. And I felt like white was somehow lighter, crisper. And so I would drink a lot of white wine and I would go out on my back patio and I would literally hold on to the wine stem and listen to my music and just kind of be free, and also feel a little bit of shame and a little bit of guilt and a little bit of frustration that I loved it so much, but I also didn't love how it made me feel or how it made me show up, which was not all there, not fully present. And so I, as a Christian, I would be out there praying, literally on my back patio while I'm drinking. God, take it away, but don't, but do, but don't, but do. Like you can have it, but not really. Or can we just work together and make this work for me? But I think God in his grace and in his goodness and kindness wouldn't really let alcohol work for me, because I don't really think alcohol works that well for anyone, especially long-term, or if you've got a real emotionally, mentally dependent relationship on it, like I did. Absolutely. And so it was scary for me to let go of the wine stem, if you will, and begin to really partner with God. That's what he wanted. He didn't want to take it away. Y'all, can you imagine? Like, talk about tangled emotions. Could you imagine like I want it, but I don't, and it just gets taken away? That's usually through a big rock bottom. If you're here listening to me, you may have had a big rock bottom. You may have had a quote high bottom, whatever your moment is where you realized this is something that needs to change. That's a bottom enough. Like you don't have to go to the end of the line. You don't have to get worse before you get better. And I think that's important to know, because for the longest time I was comparing my drinking and my feelings to other people and thinking, well, it's not that bad. And I was asking myself the wrong question for so many years. Is it that bad? And what I found out was there was a better question. It's not, is it that bad, but is it good enough? Is it good enough? And so anyway, that was big. So I know that there were moments where I was afraid of missing it, and that scared me. But that also showed me my attachment to it. And I think once I realized how attached, again, more mentally and emotionally than I was physically, although I was definitely in the physical craving loop. And I talk about this in the 21-day reset. So if you've not taken the reset and you want to know more about the science behind alcohol, I highly recommend that you take the reset challenge, because I really do go into a lot of the science and practical mindset that's going on around alcohol. But I know for me, once I started naming feelings, the feelings really showed me how attached I was to this companion that I had made alcohol in my life. But I'm sitting here at my dining room table. I know you can't see the table, but I'm sitting here. I was thinking there are really two selves at the table. I mean, when you sit at the table in your own life, when you're making choices and decisions, there really are two of you, two parts of you, and that's okay. We're human, so we're going to have different parts of us show up at different times. There's one self that is the future you, the you want to be, the you want to become, the you that you were before alcohol really got its claws in you. And then there's the other self, the part of us that is comfort seeking and wants relief right now. So there's the I know how I want to be, I know how I want to feel, and then there's how I feel right now and how I want to eject. How I'm looking for the eject button in my own life. How can I escape this feeling? And again, naming the feeling. Is it boredom? Is it loneliness? We're going to talk here in the next few weeks about the HALT method. We've recently been talking about it in our Quest community. Being able to go, okay, what do I really need right now is really important. But if your future self is the clear, peaceful, proud version of yourself, the goal isn't to silence either voice, it's to recognize that you have two voices. First, I think it really comes to recognition. I think that's a big part of untangling, is just starting to name not only the feelings, but just acknowledging that there are parts of us. We can acknowledge that there's a part of you that wants something, and there's a part of you that wants the opposite something. There's a part of you that wants long-term freedom and a part of you that wants short-term relief, and that's okay. Again, just naming that is huge, ladies. So if you can, if you want to, in the chat or the comments below, maybe describe two parts of you. What are two, maybe, I would say, contradictory or maybe opposing parts of you that you're not sure how they can be in the same space? So it's not about ignoring one or denying it. It's about acknowledging both. And then guess what? Here's the empowering part. You get to decide who leads. You can acknowledge the part of you that wants instant relief. You can acknowledge the part of you that wants long-term freedom. And then you can look at it, you can name it, you can step back from your own thoughts. You are not your thoughts. This is huge. This is revolutionary. I used to think I was my thoughts. I used to think if I'm thinking it, I am it. I am my thoughts. No, God has given us an incredible ability to be the observer in our thoughts and emotions. So one of the ways we can untangle is not only naming it, but acknowledging there are parts of us that are going to show up, and we don't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to go, I shouldn't have that part of me. Nope, you do. I do. We all do. I think that's a big part of the untangling, is just, again, whether that's writing it down, talking it out. Again, what we don't talk out, we'll act out. So finding a comrade or a sister in our sisterhood to talk it out with is going to help you untangle. So the goal is not to exile or banish or deny parts of you and say, nope, that's a negative emotion, you can't come here. It's okay just to go, you know what? And again, this is just parts work. I'm not a therapist, don't claim to be one, but it's just something that I've done a lot of work in myself, and it's really helped me with the untangling process, that it doesn't have to be so binary, so good or bad, right or wrong. You can acknowledge that there are parts of us, and you can decide after you've named it and acknowledged all the parts, you can decide which part of you want to lead. You have the agency, ladies. You have self-sovereignty to be able, and I thank God for the ability to choose. To me, the ability to choose is freedom. If I can't choose, I'm not really walking in a lot of freedom. That's really key. So the goal isn't to silence either voice, but to choose who leads. Listen, one more thing. You don't have to drink through this. Ladies, stay connected. Whatever you do this weekend, whether you're in the free community or you're in one of the reset networks, see out there, whatever it is, stay connected. Do not untether from the connection that you have here, because as one of my coaches, Gina T, says, community is immunity. So if you want to stay immune from hitting that eject button, just stay connected. Let's do this together. Y'all stay safe and stay sober-minded, whatever you do. Bye, everybody.